Hey everyone, I'm FM Greeno and welcome to Euro Truck Simulator 2. Since we were together last, I've done another couple of jobs offline and you'll see we have about 216,000 euros in the bank now. And that is enough for us to go back to Leipzig and improve our garage so that it takes not just one truck, but 3. We can then take a bank loan, buy another truck and hire ourselves a driver. So, Greenobus Logistics empire will begin. So without further ado, let's go and get into it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to go and improve our garage. So if we come over to the Garage Manager tab here, you can see we have this one garage in Leipzig where we set up in the first place. If we come down here to upgrade, this now asks us, do you wish to upgrade your garage for 180,000 euros? Gives you 2 extra slots of garage space. Now, even though we never go to our garage and never use it, you need to have those slots to get the trucks. So we are going to say yes. And here we go. I think it's going to take us to have a little look at our new facility. And here it is. So you remember the ramshackle, heavily graffitied building we had in Leipzig previously? So it looks like a little bit of an upgrade here, doesn't it? I mean, it really was basically an aluminium shack before. But this, you can see the numbered 1, 2, 3 garage slots there. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Now, we have to go to the bank. You can see we got 36,000 still left. If we go to the bank, we can borrow 100,000 euros. So let's go and do that. So it says, repayment over 35 days, interest rate of 18%, daily installment of just under 3,000 euros. Hopefully, we'll be able to pick that up fairly easily. So we're going to confirm our application. Okay, so we have now 136,000 euros in the bank. So the next thing that we need to do is to go to the truck dealers and find ourselves a truck. So, like you say, you've got 136,000 euros in the bank. Not sure we want to spend every single penny of that. It would be good to have a little bit of a slush fund, especially with the way I rack up speeding fines. We probably need a few thousand euros kicking around in between jobs. Now, I think the best priced options are going to be with this Iveco dealer. So we'll go and take a little look at what they have to offer. So yes, we do want to travel to Frankfurt and visit the dealer. So, what we can do here, I think, yeah, this is the one I was looking at before. So this has got a list price of 113,000. That leaves about 23,000. It's not the prettiest looking truck, but it's got 450 horsepower engine. So I think that's going to be fairly decent for someone to be charging around in. And of course we can customize it a little bit, because it looks pretty bland, doesn't it, this white thing here. So if we come over here, you can see along the top you have all those menu options, the same as we had with our Volvo when we bought it, of what we can upgrade. So you can upgrade the cabins, upgrade the chassis. Don't think we're going to do that. Upgrade the engine. I mean, we could do that because it's only about another 1,000 euros to get up to 500 horsepower, so that's probably a decent investment. What else have we got here? The transmission I think we'll leave as it is. The interior we don't need to worry about. The paint job we will, though. For it to be white and green is the same price, so there's only going to be one choice, isn't there? We are Greenobus Logistics after all. We need a green truck. And all the extra paraphernalia, which we probably will get on our truck at some point. Yeah, we don't need that for our other drivers. So I think what we can do now is confirm this. And we'll just go and purchase it and get that sent over to our office in Leipzig. So we don't want to drive this new one. We're going to send this to Leipzig, to our garage. Put it into the second slot there. Okay, so that truck has been delivered to Leipzig. Now we just need to find someone to drive it. So as I understand it, we just head down to the recruitment agency here. And let's see. How do we do this? Your recruitment network. Discover more agencies to have a wider selection of drivers for hire. Well, we've got a fair selection. Not that many, considering all the different places we've been. Obviously, I haven't been around all the towns and discovered them all yet. But let's see who's available here. So we got a rating here on the right-hand side that tells you pretty much where they're at. So 1.7 here. 0.8 for Alexander. You can see the skills that they have. So Josef here with incredibly long hair. So he has some abilities. Not long distance though, which is a bit of a shame. Whoever this is, Josebet. She can do a little bit of long distance and some just-in-time deliveries. Richard here does a little bit of the explosive stuff and some fragile. Let's see who else we've got in amongst here. Has anyone else got any long distance on their record? It doesn't look like they have. Oh, Humphrey S back there does. He does a bit of eco driving and he does a little bit of long distance, but not too much. So I'm thinking maybe we'll come here to Elizabeth, or however you pronounce her name. She might be the best option for us. Well, no, Alexander here, actually, thinking about it, because he carries some explosives. I'm not too worried about this just-in-time thing. But Alexander M, he can carry explosives. He can do the same long distance. Maybe he's the guy we go for. So if we hire him, send him to Leipzig, we give him this second truck. Okay, cool. So he is going to get all over to Leipzig. He's going to pick up the truck. And he's going to get underway and start earning us some money. And of course, it's not just him who needs to earn some money. I need to be making money too. So we're going to be taking our first trip up into mainland Scandinavia today. We are in Rostock currently after my last job. There is this job to take an excavator, which looks like a pretty cool load, all the way up to Oslo, which means driving up through part of Denmark, going into Sweden, driving all the way up the coast there into Oslo. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go and get it hooked up and we'll get underway. So we've now picked up the excavator on the back of the truck. We're just leaving downtown Rostock, heading out back towards the main road. I'm pretty excited for this drive, to be honest. I think it's going to be a cool one. Obviously, we've made it as far north as Aberdeen previously. But going up to Oslo is, of course, even further north than that. And it's going to be cool to drive through Scandinavia and see what kind of scenery we get there. So I'm going to get underway, out onto the open road. We've got quite a long way to go. It's about a 14-hour drive in total. And we're already getting pretty tired. So there'll be a sleep coming before too long. I'm not going to make the same mistake I made last time and really postponing that. So, yeah, this might even need 2 sleeps, this drive. We'll see. Anyway, I'll catch up once we're back out on the open road. Well, we weren't out on the open road for long. We probably drove about half an hour or so. And it's now pulling us in to go on a ferry by the looks of it. So, Rostock is obviously a port city in what used to be East Germany. So I'm assuming we're going to take a ferry here into Scandinavia. I don't know whether we're going to go into Denmark or whether we go to...
Finding a new route.
Whether we go directly to Sweden, but let's have a little look. Right, so we can take a short ferry from Rostock to Gedser, which is that little route into Denmark, or we can go to Trelleborg. Well, I guess that probably makes more sense. It's going to save us some driving time, certainly. So let's do that. And here we are in Sweden. So we've missed Denmark out completely by the looks of it. Okay, well, we'll be back another time, Denmark. It's a country I do want to pop in and explore a little bit. But not today, unfortunately. Anyway, let's see how we got on in Sweden. Obviously, we need to get through Trelleborg now. find ourselves a highway and start heading north. Okay, so we've made it out of the town. We're onto a dual carriageway here. And the one thing I have noticed, which kind of proves a theory I had in an earlier episode right, having that longer ferry journey did in fact impact on our fatigue. So I mentioned as we were setting out that it looked like we might have to take 2 sleeps to get here. But that sort of 5.5 hour ferry journey seems to have solved that problem a bit. So the fatigue level has gone right down. So we've probably got a good 6 or 7 hours driving in us before we need to have a sleep now, which is good. So that is something worth bearing in mind in future. A longer ferry journey does indeed mean that you get a bit of rest. So we've got about 7 hours left of the drive now. It's got a very Scandinavian feel about it, this. Well, you'd expect it to. It's Sweden. But yeah, kind of flat. A few trees around. Yeah, kind of a different landscape to a lot of the ones we've seen so far. But I quite like it. It's kind of calm. Kind of nice. Not too much traffic on the road. I haven't noticed whether they got a load of Volvos kicking around. They'll obviously be happy with my truck up here anyway. I'm driving a Volvo, so that'll go down well. Now we're heading up the western coast of Sweden here. So yeah, we're not going to head anywhere near Stockholm, so we're not going to be able to pop in and see Michelino. But I'm sure it won't be too long before we're heading in Stockholm direction. Where we had to pop round his for some pickled herring, nice glass of aquavit, something along those lines. And I'm thinking, this road pretty much hugs the coast, going up towards Oslo, all the way along that western coast of Sweden. So I wonder if we're going to see the sea on the way. I expect we probably will, so that'll be something to look out for. So, a little under 4 hours left now. We've just gone past Gothenburg, still heading north. It's becoming even more what I would kind of associate with Scandinavia. A little more densely forested. Although not necessarily the kind of trees I would expect to see. There seem to be quite a lot of sort of deciduous trees here rather than the evergreens I kind of associate with Scandinavia, but maybe that's further north. You'll see it's quite a rocky kind of landscape. You can see the way they've dug the road into these kind of rocky outcrops. That seems to be a feature of this part of the world. Yeah, so it's kind of, it's like I said before, it's very different terrain to what I found pretty much anywhere else in Europe, really. It's kind of interesting. It's, what is it now, about 8:30 PM, and already seems to be starting to get dark, which surprises me a little bit. Obviously, we're kind of heading north. But again, I think that may be a little misleading, that you kind of think of Scandinavia as being very north, but the sort of southern part of it isn't really that much further north than sort of northern England or Scotland. So, so perhaps it's not surprising that, seeing as we're not that far north in Scandinavia at this point, it is getting dark around the same time as we've seen in other places. But yeah, we've got, what have we got now? Just over 3 hours to go. So we're going to keep pushing on. Looks like we might have an interesting bridge to cross here. Not sure what this one is. Yeah, it's a cool drive so far. And no tickets picked up yet, touch wood. So, I'm starting to notice the terrain changing once again. It's getting a little hillier here. We've just crossed the border into Norway, which was probably the least spectacular border so far. Not even a flag or anything. Just a little sign that said Norge. Okay, we're in Norway then.
Keep right,
fine.
and then exit right.
All the other ones have looked fairly similar, in that
Exit
they just
right.
have these flags on them to mark it. But yeah, obviously the Norwegians are too cool for that. We don't need to show off. We know where we are.
Roundabout. Take the third exit.
So it's pretty cool to be in Norway. In real life, the only time I've ever been in Norway was actually in Oslo airport. I was getting a flight.
Okay, let's find a new route.
Oh, I've taken the wrong exit, have I? Oh, well. Yeah, I was taking a flight back from Gdansk to the UK, and there weren't any direct routes to where I wanted to go, so I could have taken a hop into Germany to Frankfurt or somewhere. But I did spot there was a route that came back via Oslo with like a 2-hour layover in Oslo. And never having been to Norway before, I thought, well, why not? Let's go there. At least I can say I've been to Norway. So that's what I did. And had a very, very expensive beer and a slice of pizza in the airport. And that was it. That was my experience of Norway. So it was short but sweet. That's for sure. But at least I can say I've been there. A little over an hour left now. I think I would have been getting there if I hadn't taken that wrong turn off the previous junction, but there we are. We've seen quite a lot of these kind of tunnels. I guess they're a feature of the road network in Norway. The terrain probably lends itself to that. It's easier to go through some things than around or over them.
At the roundabout.
It's a shame we're not doing this drive in daylight, because I think this would be pretty cool, but unfortunately not. And my guy, as you can see, he has just started yawning not that long ago, and almost instantly
Exit now.
the fatigue gauge has turned red, which is unusual. Normally he'll yawn 4 or 5 times at least before getting to that stage, but as far as I noticed, he only yawned twice, and all of a sudden we're in that fatigued mode, so maybe the game is trying to give me a hint after last time. Don't take the mickey, have a nap. There he is again, yawning. So even though we've only got about an hour left, if I can find somewhere to stop and sleep before we deliver, I will do. And then we'll be nice and fresh for the next job anyway. Well, we've made it to our destination. We didn't sleep because there literally wasn't a single place we could sleep. So, unfortunately, we had to just come all the way through here. And, yeah, weren't able to stop anywhere. So we're still really tired. I do wonder whether it's possible to actually sleep at this facility. Could be, couldn't it? I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. It's just a big old yard by the looks of it, but maybe you're not allowed to, I don't know. This will be interesting to see how we navigate our way around here. Tired. It's obviously very tricky because we're not moving anywhere. Okay, so that's our delivery completed. It wouldn't let me do the parking for some reason. I don't know whether it was just too difficult to get to the space or not, but I just couldn't get any pace. And, yeah, it just wouldn't let me drive into it. So, there we are. So we had to abandon the parking eventually. But we've completed the job and picked up 26,000 euros. No fines, apart from a tiredness fine right at the end, because I was having so much fun mucking about with trying to park the truck. We seem to be in the middle of nowhere in Oslo too, so goodness knows where we're going to find somewhere to sleep for the next job, but I will manage somehow. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. I think it's been a pretty successful day. We've upgraded the garage. We've got ourselves a new truck. We've got ourselves a new driver. Hopefully they're out earning money. I'll be able to check on that before too long, I'm sure. But yeah, it's good to get up to Oslo. Obviously, I'm going to have a little look around the city in between, see if I can pick up any more truck dealerships, recruitment agencies, and find somewhere to sleep. So if you enjoyed what you've seen today, please drop a like on there for me. It helps me get seen by more people, of course. And if you've got any comments about today's episode or the series as a whole so far, I would love to see them below. And don't forget, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, click that button and come and hop on the Greenobus. There's plenty of room for you all. It just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for some more action here with Euro Truck Simulator 2. Bye for now.